Today, we are going to be going over 9 English word pairs that can be very confusing and hard to understand. We are going to be going over each of the 9 word pairs, explain the difference in pronunciation with each word, go over the definition of each word, and give examples. First, we have these 2 lovely words right over here, and we do pronounce them differently, but even English speakers use these words incorrectly. Luckily, they are easy to distinguish though. Lose, pronounced with a Z sound, is a verb meaning to not have something anymore, to be unable to find something, or to not win. Maybe you lose your cell phone or you lose your way while driving somewhere. For example, I do not want my volleyball team to lose the game. Loose, with an S sound, on the other hand, is an adjective that means free, unattached, or not tight. It's also a verb meaning to untie or to let go of something. For example, the door handle fell off because it was too loose. This next one is a little harder. These 2 words have identical spelling, as you can see, except for the hyphen, and they also have opposite meanings. Resign without the hyphen means to basically quit your job, and the S is pronounced as a Z sound, resign. For example, my boss did not want to increase my salary, so I decided to resign. Resign with the hyphen means to sign a contract again, and it usually means that you have decided to stay in your current job. In resign, the S has an S sound, resign, and you emphasize the first syllable, resign. For example, I love my current job, so I happily resigned for another year. By the way, if you're liking this video so far, don't forget to give it a thumbs up to let me know. Now, with these 2 words, we have similar spelling, similar meanings, and only a slight difference in pronunciation. Advice, with an S sound, is a noun. You can give someone advice. For example, my dad, growing up, gave me one piece of advice: always be on time. Advise, with a Z sound, is a verb. With this verb, you can advise your friend. So the meanings of these 2 words are practically the same, but the first is a noun, a piece of advice. The second one is a verb. I advised my friend to do something. For example, she advised me to spend my money wisely. Again, the main difference with these 2 verbs is grammatical, although they're pronounced slightly differently. Usually, affect is a verb and effect is a noun. And they're used when talking about the results or consequences of certain actions. For example, I'm worried that your lazy habits will negatively affect your studying. Now, for the noun version, effect, this is the sort of sentence you might find it in. Before you start an argument with your boss, consider the effects of your actions. The effects there is being used as a noun. If you do have a hard time memorizing these types of words though, I would highly recommend that you learn them through FluentU because it teaches you English through real world content. So you can focus on these words and see the different real life situations and contexts that they're used in. You can actually start a free trial of FluentU with my link that I have for you in the description below. Next, we have complement and compliment. Yeah, they sound very, very similar. So let's break them down. If somebody told you, I really like your shirt, then they're complimenting you. In other words, they're giving you a compliment. As a verb and a noun, compliment means saying something nice about someone. For example, I complimented my sister on her amazing cooking. And I gave my sister a compliment on her amazing cooking. See how it can be used as both a verb and a noun? Now let's go to complement. This is when 2 things go well together or complete each other. They complement each other. This word is often used in food or in fashion to describe matching outfits or ingredients. For example, his blue tie really complements his white shirt. Next, we have these 2 words right here, and Fun fact, many native English speakers actually use these two words to mean the same thing, bored and not interested. Now that is certainly the meaning of uninterested, but it isn't actually the meaning of disinterested. The real meaning of disinterested means impartial, objective, or not taking any side of an argument. A judge hearing a court case, for example, should be disinterested, but not uninterested. For example, the children wanted to go play outside and were very uninterested in studying. Versus, sometimes a stranger can make a disinterested and fair decision more easily than a family member. Many people these days, though, also just believe that disinterested can mean the same thing as uninterested. It's accepted by society. But it's still helpful to know the difference. Next, we have bear and bear. Similar pronunciation, actually exact pronunciation, but different spelling and different meanings. Let's go over it. Bear as a verb has several meanings, including to hold up or support a heavy weight and to suffer and endure difficulties. We are not talking about big hairy bears that live in the forest. No, that's the noun. This is the verb. For example, don't stand on that chair, it can't bear your weight. And I cannot bear to see my dog in pain. Bear, B-A-R-E though, is an adjective that means naked or uncovered, or a verb, which means to uncover or to reveal. For example, visitors to the temple must not have bare arms or legs, so wear long pants and a jacket. And I bared my arm to show them my new tattoo. Alright guys, these next two are very confusing. Further and farther both have the same meaning, but they're used in different situations. They're pronounced in a similar way too, but they do have that slight difference, further and farther. Farther, with far, is used when we're talking about physical distances. For example, as a passenger in a car or in a taxi, you can ask the driver, how much farther until we reach our destination? Further, with fur, is used in more abstract situations. For example, the human resources representative told me, if you have any further complaints, you can tell me. In that, complaints are not physical things, so you cannot use the word farther. Take one more look at the differences between these two words with the following examples. If we drive much farther tonight, I don't think we'll be able to drive much tomorrow. I'll be too tired. We should discuss this topic further before we make a decision. Now, for these next two words, you really don't want to mess them up. That would not be good. Because the difference between hanged and hung can be deadly.
First time.
Hung is the past of the verb to hang in most circumstances. For example, I hung my painting above the fireplace, or I hung my clothes on a clothesline. It's also used in the phrasal verb hung out, which is the past tense of hang out. Hanging out with friends, for example, is very common in the US. Hanged, on the other hand, is a deadly expression, as it's the past tense of hang in a very particular situation. Hang can mean to execute a criminal by hanging them with a rope. In that case, the past tense of hang is hanged, but only in that case. For example, the judge sentenced the murderer to be hanged. So, yeah, you don't want to mess these words up. Let's review everything we went over so far with a quick quiz. First, fill in the blank of this sentence with the correct word. With the next sentence, fill in the blank with the correct word as well. Let's continue filling in the blank with this next sentence right here. And finally, let's fill in the blank one more time with this sentence. If you want to review everything that I went over in this video, be sure to download the free FluentU PDF that's in the description below. It's got all the information in this video, plus some more. Now I have the perfect video for you to check out next. It's a video I made all about common pronunciation mistakes that non-native speakers tend to make when they're learning English. It's a really fun and educational video, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So I'll see you over there.